tries to constantly.
Okay. I don't know if you all can see that, but on his right shoulder right here, this is part 2, by the way. On his right shoulder right here, this is comedy and this is tragedy right here. Now, I think it could be flipped either or, but then, of course, I don't know what name this is, but I don't think it's Cleopatra. But with these two masks for theater, by the way, this is basically Greek mythology teachings and ways of thinking. So, we're not going to use that. Let's just use... So, two masks often used on maps indicate a theater. These originate in Greek theater as masks of tragedy and comedy. One mask frowns, the other smiles. This emoji tends to spike in popularity around the Academy Awards Oscar ceremony, letting you know that you are acting in his play and you're believing that he didn't play with your mindset. So even with AI giving you an overview, so the two masks have become enduring symbols of the dual nature of human existence, representing both the joy and sorrow of life. The image of the two masks is often used to represent the theater itself as well as the broader themes of art and performance. And it's just letting you know that life is so funny that you gotta take it seriously sometimes, because a lot of times you're not really able to understand why these beings are doing what they do, because they gotta do what they gotta do in order to keep you enslaved to a consciousness that you're not really aware of. Celestial rising, divine afternoon, and grand night to the beautiful deity watching this video, to divine reflection, divine messenger. And we are back with another observable, dualistic, polarity, unified, and unity message from celestial and ethereal and quantum consciousness. All right, so on part 1, if you haven't, go ahead and watch that already, but we didn't cover all of it, but we already exposed how, you know, his whole gender was flipped in utero. And this goes for basically, so if you read or if you went through part 1, a person with 3 X chromosomes. Now the thing is too, with this XXX syndrome, 47, the effects of XXX syndrome, all of these different things, that's going to be in your, basically your inverse or your celebrities or your politicians, your idol worshippers. They are, majority of them basically all go through this, and basically they're all turned inside out. Now the thing is too, before I start this video off, I am neither right nor wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but by me saying that, I am lying to you through my truth. So what is the truth in a world full of lies? And on top of that, I cannot hate on my alter ego when I am a part of it subconsciously but not spiritually. I am observing a being that never existed. So how can I hate on a being that never existed? Make it make sense to me. All right. So yeah, we already covered that, and how him even or his mother signing him away through her or his soul contract, and then him getting trafficked into the industry. He was already at a contractual binding spell and illegal hexing, you know, blood oaths and rituals, because of course the higher you climb, the more viral you become, the more sacrifices that you will have to make in order for you to get into a certain hierarchy that comes down to Luciferianism. And I think it's too, this video was supposed to be made 2 or 1 day ago, but I have more information for y'all just to jot down so that we can just see the visual and the information combined together. So we gotta make it like a sandwich. So we have the positive things, the middle ground, the contradictions, then you got the negative. Put it together. It's up to you to digest that food, or you just fast from it. Either way it goes, I'm gonna guide you to this burger, but I won't make you eat the burger. All right, so rituals and occult symbolism, so sacrificial energy, candle mirror magic, and the thing is too, Michael Jackson, Prince, I think Steph Curry as well. All these different celebrities behind closed doors, they do mirror magic. Now the thing is too, if you were to ask me, do you do mirror magic, whatever the case may be, I practice doing affirmations in the mirror, but I don't sit there with candles in a dark room with a sigil or opening of a portal with just occultism on the ground and then harnessing different energies. No, I don't do all that satanic, you know, practicing or whatever the case may be of hexing, because that would be me inviting spirits that I really don't care to have around me, because of course the energy is not what I want to tap into. But by me doing mirror work, mirror magic, now of course if I was to light a candle, I'm gonna do it in my room. Then on top of that, I'm gonna have the lights on, the windows gonna be open, the sun gonna come into my room and all that. But now in the bathroom, I'm gonna do mirror work as far as like me speaking in the present, commanding my lifestyle and speaking what I already have. That's me doing mirror magic. Now what these beings do, they're doing mirror magic to reverse, to alter perspective of what you deem them to be or what you worship them to be as or be like. Now we already talked about how, you know, MK Ultra and handlers and energy harvesting and mind control, all of that. Now, because he had a theater thing on his right arm. That's because, for one, he was under mind control. And the thing is, to his handler, which is his mother or whoever else was on his team, they made sure that he had to collect as much energy he could to send that into the vacuum of his bloodline that is still enslaved to spiritual riches that they were never rich off of. Okay, let's get into the teaching now. So this is going to make sense for whenever. So remember the Spider-Man hand symbolism, and then when people do that, I ain't gonna do the symbolism, but if you close these fingers and then boom, we're gonna talk about all of that. So the sign of the horns, a gateway for lower realms, occult principality. Now the thing is, I'm gonna show you the picture too, what we're talking about real quick, so I can go ahead and break that down for y'all. Somebody's like, what the hell's going on? All right, we're about to come up upon it. There we go. So we're talking about this hand sign right here, and then we're going to talk about this hand sign right here. So now when you see these two different things, you're going to understand why they do these different things for no apparent reason, by the way. So I could throw that up, but now there's two different sides to that point, but we'll get into all that. We'll get into all that. Don't even worry. Let's get back to the teaching. Let's do it. All right, occult principality, because of course we are governed and enslaved by principalities, dominions, virtues, etc. This symbol is an just in case somebody, really thinks as if these celebrities are meant to be for them, we got to put this occultic verse in front of us, because our families, our societies with secrets made this shit up for us to read our ignorance in. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And who allowed these beings to be wicked in high places? How are you wicked in heaven? Interesting. And what is heaven? Niggas don't really contradict the Bible. They just sit there and read it. No, you got to contradict what they are telling you. Spiritual wickedness in high places. How? A high place to me sound like euphoria, but you telling me they're governing us from a high place that we consider to be heaven or heaven-like? Get out of here. This symbol is an energetic beacon that calls upon lower astral entities, demonic forces, and egregores, and these spiritual thought forms continually gain power through repeated use of symbolism. So understand, whenever he threw up the horns, whatever the case may be, he's sending a signal to lower astral beings, letting them know, like, hey, by the time when I do this, I'm showing you my allegiance to y'all, so I'm not against you, I'm a part of you. But now, of course, the masses don't know that. So because they don't know that, I'm going to gain more power from them, because, of course, through the lens or through a TV, through a documentary, through this camera crew, whatever, they see me throwing the symbolism up and they know why I'm doing it. But the being behind the camera who's in their room eating chips or listening to my thing with headphones on, whatever the case may be, not me, but X, when he did that up in his documentary, he's basically saying, like, I'm only going to gain power for my family, and that's it, because I don't care about these people, but they care about me. Whole entire time, I'm not actually the being me, but I'm a beacon for light bearers to gain more light from your enlightenment that you are asleep upon. Baphomet's as above, so below, the hidden polarity code. Now, the thing is, too, when you see beings taking pictures with, their fingers up like that, whatever the case may be, they are signaling that they are part of the inversion or the transhumanism agenda. This sign is spray painted with polarity inversion, a key component in Luciferianism and alchemical transformation. It signifies blinding spiritual material boundaries, allowing unseen forces to incarnate and influence human affairs. So when you see that, letting you know. So off the rip, when he showed y'all that, and myself as well, in the documentary, he's saying that unseen forces will be able to incarnate and influence the human behavior just by throwing that symbolism up in the air alone. Letting you know that when another deity through the incarnate of a humanoid, when they see this sign through hand symbolism, they're letting themselves know, like, okay, that's my brother from another fraternity. So only he knows about this hand symbolism. But some kids or some adults, they'll throw it up not knowing what it means. So a light bearer who's a part of, like, the Bilderberg Society of Jesus, Saturnalian codes, Jupiterian codes, Masons, there's many of them. So the Committee of 300, the Knights Templar, all of that. So, and even Satanists. Now, when they understand, like, oh, you're not really a part of it. I never seen you anywhere. I haven't seen you in different meetings outside of the country, so you're not a part of it. But now they've seen you before and they understand your energy and your inner knowing by their inner knowing, then they'll be able to tell if you are a part of divinity or Luciferianism. It correlates with the left-hand pass principle of controlling both good and evil to manipulate reality. That's exactly why he had the... So we started the video off just speaking facts already. The thing is, too, what are facts in the fictional world? Now understand, off the muscle, we're telling you, you know, me and the Almighty Creator as one through you. So you and I are understanding that, for one, both good and evil was portrayed through that principality of throwing that hand symbolism up, and with the tattoo on his body, letting you know he had control. By being controlled by good and evil, he was controlling good and evil through you. The horns of Saturn, anti-master of time and enslavement. The horns equate to Saturn, Satan, your subconscious mind, because Satan is a title, not a name. Satan does not exist. The god of time, literally the subconscious being of time. The thing is, too, who are you outside of time? You are restricted to time and material enslavement. So by him just throwing that up, so SZA saying, no, life's better on Saturn, etc. That is basically the... So when I hear kids sing that too, when I hear the... Like, for example, at work, when I hear the radio playing that shit and the kids are singing it, they just don't know that they are restricted by Saturnalian cults and occultic rings that keep people and beings enslaved by that ring. So, for example, somebody's like, what are you talking about? Let's go into a celestial consciousness, for example. I think I put it on or in my notes, but I could be mistaken. Because before I made this video, I was in my head just making sure I had all the information down. Okay, so now this is not a real photo of Saturn. I hope y'all know that. Now, mind you, space does not look like this either. Now, understand as well, you have to basically go within and understand what I'm telling you. Because for one, Saturn has no shape. It is an outer world. So why? First of all, what am I doing? Got it. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I be tripping sometimes. I ain't gonna cap. Okay. This is what I should have been doing. What am I doing, right? Because I was like, I don't have the picture, but I got it. It's right here in front of me. Bugging. Okay. Now, this is not all of the lands, but understand, this is basically what Saturn looks like. So when she's saying life's better on Saturn, etc., the thing is, these beings come from different star systems, star clusters, star orders, or higher clusters of hierarchies that descended down into a stage that we exist in as far as comedy and suffering. So we are enjoying life through our own suffering, but we had to laugh about it because, of course, jokes do tell the truth depending on how funny the joke is lying behind the truth that the comedian is portraying the joke to be. Which is exactly why a lot of these beings don't come from this dimension. First of all, none of us do. I hope everybody understands. Because it's crazy. It's amazing. For example, I feel as if, and I really just truly intuitively think, hypothetically, this is like, we're looking down from the moon's perspective at this moment. As we look down, we can see, we can see that we are aligned with the stage that we exist in, but we don't see it like that. We just see the moon as, like, for example, I don't know what country this is right over here, but so I want to say like North America or whatever, or North America over here. We look up and we see the moon and the sun, but we don't ever question what the CGI technology is. Now, the CGI technology is so high up above this plane, these beings are playing with our mindset on a higher mindset that we could never fathom nor go to unless you were manufactured and programmed to be on that luminary that basically isn't even a celestial body, but it has been placed in front of us and around us and above us to enslave us down to a dumb frequency that keeps us dumbfounded and wanting to be wise in the stage that we exist in. So now, even by me showing y'all this, by them showing you that their main mission is to make sure that non-angelic spacious agencies are enslaving you in these rings right here. So in these rings right here, I want you to know, consciousness is basically stream. So this is basically the hamster wheel. This is the hamster wheel for those outer realms that I just showed you. Me, you and I, our consciousness will basically reign in this forever until you decide to go within and free yourself from Saturnalian cults. They come from outer worlds and they decide to come in. The thing is, too, spaceships are not actually a real concept. And the thing is, too, they don't need a spaceship in order to get to these different terrestrial lanes. All they got to do is just go through CERN, go through a portal, and they're right there in the snap of a finger, because they can transcend dimensions and bend them at their will. When I mean bend them, if you go through a wormhole, if you go through CERN, remember now, atoms are clustered together, and as they compact together, boom, they're causing this wormhole, this portal to open up. Now, as this thing opens up, you're able to go in any realm that you want to be in. So as you walk through that realm, there is no articulation for the masses for us to fathom, because we're not in that portal to see what's going on. But by these beings going through there, they're basically observing the past, present, and future. So now, of course, with highly advanced intellects behind closed doors, they were able to document what they are doing. So because they are doing these different things, they told themselves and taught themselves how to traffic embryos and enslave babies that have no physical capabilities but were manufactured by hybrid beings that are abducting the goyim, or the cattle, or human farming. Basically, by them farming our consciousness, they are abducting us, us, and they're molesting us. And then by them doing that, they're getting our DNA, they're sampling it, playing with it. Now, of course, they're wearing our skin like symbiotes. So what do you think Venom was talking about? Like, what do you think Venom was talking about? We are Venom. No pun intended, bro. For example, because people don't pay attention to movies or documentaries. That's literally this. So basically, this is our flesh, our alter ego. This is our higher self, subconscious higher self, basically. That's how many minds Eddie Brock was going through when he was in the presence of Venom, or itself, a species or a specimen that came from a different dimension, a different land, descending down like a fallen terrestrial deity that it is, and then decides to magnetize itself to a being with a higher frequency or higher codex. Because in the last Venom movie, they talked about the codex and how the god of the underworld was trying to get its children back that enslaved in the underworld, and then basically bruise the whole entire world, like disintegrate the whole entire world. This deity in the third or the last Venom movie was a destroyer of worlds. Understand, like, these documentaries are telling us about all this shit. This is all connected. Okay. Whew. Now, in Saturnian or Saturnalian occultism, the rings, Saturn's planetary rings, project as a prison, having infinite control over souls stagnant in the Masonic tricks. You know, I just told y'all that. So the thing is, too, excuse me, we're not technically in Earth, but we are observing ourselves being in Earth, but we're not in Earth per se. We are just temporarily physically experiencing the now of the current illusion that Masonic beings have placed upon this lower frequency that we think is a lower frequency. The whole entire time, energies exist within your mind. The horn sign can also mean dominion over material power, reinforcing the parasitic spiritual and financial grip over the world. Letting you know, by him even throwing that up, excuse me, letting you know that it works with dominions and it has material power over materialism. So you'll give, or you'll donate, or you'll give your money to this being, and then they can go ahead and spoil themselves with their money. And then letting you know, too, that they work for the parasites and that their financial grip over the world will still work because they got one of our own to sell out to being like them. The whole entire time, you can't be like them unless you were born from them. If you were born from them and you were manufactured to follow that path of unrighteousness, then of course, those are your parents, like alter egos of the, or basically the antichrist frequency of the father, mother, and the unconscious spirit. The devil's fork, trident for enchantment that beings unconsciously use. So the 3 points, 2 fingers up, thumb holding down the others, mirror the Trishula trident in Hinduism, Poseidon's trident, and Lucifer's pitchfork. These all are representing the 3 realms of existence: physical, mental, and spiritual. Physical, mental, spiritual. And of course, in this movie, why they had to portray this being to be white or European or pale, letting you know that a hybrid being named Poseidon, which basically came from our enlightenment as well, was letting you know what it was doing to bear that light and strike it down with beings that it didn't come to terms with or agree with, basically. And the thing is, too, this deity would still be classified as Lucifer, so it's not actually Poseidon or Trident, whatever the case may be, or King Triton. It's still Luciferian. They're portraying these hybrid beings as gods the whole entire time. They're mocking you. underwater. When used by magicians, celebrities, or politicians, friends, and families to silence spell, most are intentionally bending your perception and swaying public energy towards control, chaos, and deception. Literally. So the thing is too, by it being a silent spell, it's letting you know once they throw it up, you may copy it. Even Amigos, so when they threw it up talking about something, we from the north, whatever the case may be, they're a part of it too. So now all these different beings, even politicians too, they're letting, even rock and roll, when they throw these things up, even WWE, they're letting you know, when I throw this stuff up, throw it up with me so you can give me your energy. So it's basically them bending their perception, these other people's perception. And then the person that's seeing this symbolism, they don't really know what it means because they don't care to know. They just care about being entertained. So because they're entertained, their subconscious mind will be swayed into being controlled by chaos and deception. That's exactly why when you throw that symbolism up, you decide to be chaotic and destroy your own perception that you are deceived by through the being that you idolize. Now, the second picture when he was in the car at a young age with the box cut, throwing up the 666 hand gesture, the seal for false enlightenment, occult principality. The symbolism is a symbolic contract, one that tells the exchange of divine wisdom for artificial Luciferian illumination. The all-seeing eye of Lucifer that does not exist, the false light bearer. The circle in the hand sign is the eye of Lucifer, the light bringer that caters into offering or offers for your knowledge, gnosis, at the cost for your spiritual enslavement. Now, the thing is, too, when beings throw this up, that I'm not going to do it, but when you see, so, my fault, type of slow as shit. So yeah, when they throw this up, they're letting you know they're a part of the club. It's just that simple. They're all a part of the club. They're all inverted. So, for example, when I mean inverted, Obama's a woman. Eddie Murphy's a woman. I don't know who she is, but she's a man. He's a woman. He's a woman. She's a man. He's a woman. She's a man. She's a man. They're basically all saying we all work together. We all are a part of the same exact fraternity. We came here to do one thing and one thing only. Deceive you through this enslavement of consciousness through hand symbolism, because you are not a part of our society. We will not accept a biological male or woman. You have to be turned inside out. That's exactly why that question goes. What is gay? What is gay? So how do you become a billionaire, LeBron? If you were born a woman, turn out as a man, and you're getting fucked for $1 bill or to be the greatest NBA player of all time, what is gay? You see him as a man, but he was born a woman. So what do you see? That's what I mean by bending perception. When they throw these signs up, you can't fathom how inverted their mindset is. That's how fucked up this society is. And thing is too, this consciousness gets so deep that people still can't fathom these teachings yet. Niggas haven't even caught up to what the hell I'm saying. I'm speaking so far ahead that there's no timeline for this shit. It's been happening before ancient bloodlines were even here. Letting you know, that's how much it costs to gain more knowledge and be spiritually enslaved. Because you want to be rich and you want to have attention to be the god of this world. They will never make it out. That's why they want your children. That's why when people say, why are you doing this? Nigga, it's for the youth, not for you. Fuck you. If you're over the age of common sense, so like I'll say about 10 years old. After 10 years old, really, bruh, 9th grade, I'll say really 9th grade, 8th grade really too. 8th grade, 9th grade, you damn near should start knowing a lot of things, bro. Like, there's no excuses anymore. Because there are some kids who are younger than that and who are they just got it. They got common sense instantly. But they want your children to sell out. They know that majority of society is transgender. So because they know that, they put celebrities in your face to let you know, hey, I did it. You can do it too. Nothing wrong with it. You know what you like. We like it too. We'll take care of you. You don't need to have your mom and dad behind you, catering to you and trying to boss you around and collect your bills and see how much money you're making. No, we can make you famous. We can get you into a different realm that you've never seen before. You go behind them doors, nigga, they fucking you for $1 bill. Enslaving you. Shit's sick. It's a nasty ass realm that beings would never want to be a part of, but your children would. Teenagers would. Even adults would. And some of you niggas be sitting here getting mad or you get jealous over beings who are celebrities. Nigga, they're not even real people. You getting mad over a real like substance for taking your bitch. Imagine getting mad. Hold on. Imagine getting mad, getting upset because a celebrity took your bitch. Imagine being mad because a entity, a parasite took your girl when she resembles the exact same thing. You mad because this took possession of your woman's subconscious mind? You surprised? What are you surprised about? If she wants to go to a concert and idolize these niggas on stage, let her go. What do I mean though? Love is illogical. It makes no sense. When you see beings do that, when you see them doing things to go above and beyond for a celebrity who does not know that they exist, let them go. They are a lost cause. They will fuck your whole life up. Idol worship gets you brought right back down into this false enlightenment. That's why celebrities were put in position to enslave your stupid ass. Even these false spiritual leaders, nigga, y'all not spiritual, y'all not conscious, and I can't wait to expose more of y'all. It signifies that the Illuminati's or societies with secrets bear false enlightenment where their and our knowledge is controlled and weaponized against ourselves. This illumination is deceptive on purpose, meant to push media promotion through intellectualism over authentic spiritual wisdom, keeping minds locked in the material realm, third-dimensional consciousness. You've been marked by the mark of the beast, 666 hidden in plain sight daily. The three extended fingers could correlate to the unholy trinity, Satan, Antichrist, false prophet. So your mother, your father, and your consciousness that you're in right now. So people say they got the Holy Spirit in them, that's this. When people say they got the Holy Spirit, when you go to church or whatever the case may be, or people just say that in general, oh, you have the Holy Spirit, this and that. When they are naming a spirit, you're name calling a energy that you can't see unless you're transparent with yourself. You are literally saying, I got the Holy Spirit in me. Now you start dancing in church like you have no sense anymore, because they don't. They lost their senses by being possessed by a senseless being that's unholy in a church. Why would you go to church to worship a God outside of you? You don't go to church, Divine? I'm in church right now. So who's the pastor? And it ain't me. I ain't no pastor or a preacher. The fuck I look like preaching to you, nigga? I don't want to be no goddamn pastor. The hell? Fuck both of them. So where the pastor at if I'm in church right now? You understand? So when niggas are calling or naming the unholy trinity, so in the Matrix, Neo, Morpheus, Trinity, that literally was still unholy. So technically speaking, when Neo was fighting the agent, whatever the case may be, he was fighting himself. He was fighting his subconscious, his higher subconscious, and his subconscious mindset. The circle, zero, wormhole, aligns with the closed system of higher control and infinite endless loops of reincarnation and material enslavement. Every time you see that, it's letting them, that's basically letting you know. Let me go back to that. When they throw this up, they're letting you know, we will forever be in your face. We cannot go anywhere. We are enslaved to our riches because we do not exist. We are basically the carbon copy of what we used to be before we sold our morals away. Save us, please. Save us. But then again, no, the money's too good, so fuck you and fuck me. I'm controlled, so don't worry about me. Only God can judge me. That shit's sick. That's sad. And thing is, too, I don't even think they know that they're actually transgender. Because niggas don't teach Gematria no more clearly, and I wonder why. You know why. Because if they taught Gematria, you would know that these beings were hiding who they always been in front of your face. Can't make this stuff up. Together they come together as 666, a numerical sigil linked to an economic, mental, physical, social, and spiritual submission. Revelation 13, verse 18. The OK hand signs a portal symbol invoking and promoting the cube. Black cube is Saturn. The shape of the fingers that are forming a circle are linked to the black cube of Saturn, a mental and spiritual prison for the soul. Their reign will stay maintaining its own control through our infinite illusion of time, karma, and cycles of suffering. Literally. Now the thing is too, when they throw that up, so it's like, for example, when they throw this up, when you see beings do this shit, right? And you look at it, this wormhole, this 0 point right here, aligns right back to their occultic observers. So it's like it's like, for example, they're throwing it up, and then your subconscious mind instantly is infatuated by what they're throwing up, but you don't know what they're throwing up. The whole entire time, your attention now becomes their directed energy that they are directing towards themselves to channel their higher good for a higher sensation that they are already being in, due to the incarnation of a Luciferian bearing of light. In Kabbalistic magic, drawing a circle was and is symbolic for an opening, an invitation, if you will, meaning that this sign can be used to ritualistically summon or direct energies from you to them instantly. And then lastly, why these symbols are used so often in media, music, and politics. Sigil magic and energy harvesting. Every time a celebrity, politician, or influencer flashes these symbols, they call by the energetic programming behind them like a boomerang. Subliminal acceptance. By making these hand motions popular or intriguing to do, they normalize occult symbolism through the subconscious mind through the masses, and this continues to weaken spiritual discernment. Because you're thinking to yourself, like, nah, every celebrity can't be bad. What is bad and what is good? All they're doing is sorcery, occultism, Wicca. I mean, if you want to call it magic, you can call it hoodoo, voodoo, you can call it whatever title you want. They are basically just channeling energy at a higher vibration that you can never fathom. Public rituals become hidden in plain sight. These gestures act as a silent messenger, and they are constantly getting a thorough permission for the manipulation and deception of the world, because they come from those thorough experiments. And I think it's too, they're extraterrestrial experiments that are experimenting on the manufacturing of thoughts that can only be processed by your awareness. Meaning that, for one, a celebrity can only fucking exist if you pay attention to them. If we stop sitting here idolizing them, following them, giving them our money, going to their shows, their concerts, etc., they would not exist. But people don't know themselves nor their thoughts, so they need to find entertainment when they get off of work and off of school, because they have no purpose. So they move their attention with pleasure through celebrity worship so that they can fit in with everybody else on social media. Final thought: the true occult's purpose of these signs. Their energetic imprints towards control, deception, and illusion. They are intertwined with gateways into astral manipulation, markers of allegiance, and tools for mass hypnosis. So directing your energy into unseen realms solidifies one's role in the Luciferian hierarchy and conditioning the beings in the world into unconscious submission. So now, to decode reality, the reader must understand that their only goal is to keep the world trapped in a false paradigm of enlightenment and control through your entire existence of the human experience in the prison of your avatar. All right, we're done with that. Let's get into it. Some more. One of the Kabbalah's secrets reveal how transgenders are developed in utero, trans world from the top down, elites, royalty, celebrities, politicians, NBA players, famous doctors, and judges, down to the public figures, just to name a few. Now you can go follow Black Betty on Twitter. But shout out to all the trans investigators, you know, on Twitter and all that, who follow me and repost my stuff. Shout out to all you, you know. Hey, y'all done helped me see a whole different realm of awakening that these beings can't see. They can't fathom it this year. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's gonna take some time for them. People are transformed in utero by the 8th, and the thing is too, utero is right here. If you don't know utero, if you're new here, welcome to Unity. Understand, that's in utero, hasn't been born yet. It's still an embryo or a fetus. Now the thing is too, they're altering consciousness in the womb. So the child was infected in utero from the mother. So now the thing is too, there's phases. Either the mom allowed this to happen in her womb, or she was unconscious, or she was manufactured on some, Mother Mary type shit, to where she was in a lab. She's probably manufactured from her computer programming as well. Whole entire time, it was just meant to be. It was just meant to be. Now, shout out to the Son of Man on Twitter, and shout out to Skull and Gate. Shout out to my godmother. You know, shout out to all of them. When walking or descending stairs, women's knees open, creating diamonds. Men's legs stay straight. Knees together versus knees apart. Jasmine Harmon in a female bodyguard. So, and the thing is too, Jasmine Harmon is the woman right here. So whoever this is basically a man, and then this is basically, my fault, this is a woman playing as a man. This is a man playing as a woman. That's how you know I'm fucked up too, right? Because now, like he just stated, woman's knees open, creating diamonds, and men's legs stay straight. So as you walk down the stairs, now you're probably not conscious about it, but when you go downstairs, look at your legs. The thing is too, don't try to change your hip movement, your hip programming, your circadian rhythm. No, not circadian rhythm, but your hip rhythm. No, be conscious and walk like you're unconscious, like you normally do. Don't change it up. Don't switch up nothing. No. If you walk downstairs like this and you look like a man, you are a woman. If you walk downstairs like, and the thing is too, you can be a biological man as well, or a woman who walks like this too. So it's a contradiction, literally. Now, the other alternative as well, if you walk like this, but you look like this, you are born a man. And the thing is too, these beings are showing you the proof, so you can't get mad at me when actual trans investigators are showing you the proof in front of your goddamn face. And you'll say, showing me pictures is not proof. Just because a picture does not fit your narrative does not mean it's not true. You want it to not be true because you can't fathom, nor can you prove what's actually going on through transhumanism. So you're afraid of the truth actually coming to the surface for the lies that you hide behind. Because you know that if this was actually true, you'll get scared of who you think you are and how your family turned you inside out. And then you'll start questioning them. You'll start becoming lonely, this and that. Now, you may not be lonely because, of course, what is being lonely when you're never alone? Anyways, stairs. Because of her wide pelvis, when a female descends stairs, her knees separate. The wide female pelvis causes the leg to swing outward or creating space between the knees. Swings out. So male, female. So showing you male, female. All right. Now the clavicle. So now I showed y'all that, but my clavicle as well, how it's straight and all that. So you can tell I'm a biological man. But not everybody can do that for you because they're not actually men. And the thing is too, including a lot of these influencers too, go on YouTube or Instagram. Just go to these influencers. I guarantee you, majority of them are transgender, trying to be a gender that they can't fathom. All right, so as you can see, so V shape, straight, V shape, straight, straight. That's the male clavicle, female clavicle. And the thing is, so you wonder what the clavicle is? That's basically this. This structure right here, that's your clavicle. Some males are very obvious and completely straight across. Facts. Some have a curve before they flatten out towards the shoulders. Male clavicles not only flatten out, they are thicker and longer than female clavicles. They are built for heavy lifting and stability. Female clavicles can be a V or U shape and they do not flatten out. They are shorter and thinner, great for mobility and flexibility. Pause. Posture is important. Best to look at multiple photos with relaxed shoulders while you are new to this. This is a learning curve and I overlooked some males as females while I was new to this. Now the thing is, so this is not my picture, but I got it from Twitter, so shout out to the user who made this. Okay. Now, I really like this one right here, this picture, because this basically reminds me of a toilet bowl. Now, life to me is a toilet bowl. If you turn off the lights and you flush your toilet, that's basically what happens when you transcend this world. Everything that you went through from beginning to right now is just a thought. All these zones that come from all these different species of life, I can't even read that because it's so damn small. But these are all timelines that we still exist in today. That's how you understand too that. And the thing is too, with this whole white background, I envision outer space or out of these realms to be like that. We've been in so many timelines that they decided to say, you know what, dog, we had to basically just create and cause or place history upon timelines that actually are there, but human beings can't fathom what's there, what's then, what's over there. They can't comprehend that till they go within and understand their thoughts out loud and articulate what their consciousness can see through astral projection and lucid dreaming. So when you lucid dream and astral project, all these different instances right here are happening right now, and the Big Bang never fucking happened. Why? Because that was your mother giving birth to your consciousness right now. So therefore, the beginning never started because it's ending right now, currently, in the observation of what can't end nor start. The world can't end or start. You're here now. All you have is now. All I have is 2:01 a.m. I can't go back to 12 o'clock a.m. I can't go back to 10 o'clock p.m. I can't go back to that. The distance in your eyes. Men's eyes are further apart. So mine are further apart. So for example, in the clavicle, could be a V, can't tell from that angle, but men's eyes are far apart, close together. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Literally. So the thing is, to the people who aren't spreading awareness about this stuff, they will perish. They will keep coming right back because they're a part of it as well. That's exactly why I love doing this shit, because it makes me more righteous in understanding sadistic, evil acts of beings we can't see. Let me go ahead and boom, boom. Make this smaller real quick. That was a teaching I had like 2 days ago, I think. And then just some more people on Twitter who have great perspectives and minds. And don't get offended by titles. Reverse souls, inverted, perverted, Baphomet worshippers. This is true. All the beings who go through this shit are basically inverted Baphomet worshippers. Literally. Bro, where's that damn X, man? It's all good. Fuck it. Now, with dimensional octaves, this is basically our consciousness. So, root gateway, sacral, solar, heart, throat, crown, or third eye, and then your crown chakra or your third eye crown, whatever the case may be, doesn't really matter. Now, Metatronic or Enoch reality, meaning that for one, the light that you bear is sent through the cube that you are enslaved in by secret societies with secrets. And of course, celestial deities will ship off the consciousness that you are bringing from a higher plane into a lower plane in a spectrum that we consider to be color or have color in. Which is exactly why you got 1 to 3D, 40 to 60, 70 to 90, 10D to 12D. And then dimensional wavelengths. So every single day you reside here, but then when you take care of yourself by, so for example, you're here, you feel me? That's how you got, like, when you're humming is very healthy for you to ascend to a higher plane of existence as well, because these beings don't want you to reside where you already belong. You belong in the highest observation, the flower of life. Now understand, when you seek oneness, you are one with all gateways. You don't do away with evil because it's evil. What the fuck is evil to an observer? So now because of that, you align your desires. You feel me? This is how I envision our subconscious minds or our atoms all just lined up. We're all just sitting in a empty vacuum of our mind, and we're not going anywhere as observers, because all we can do is just sit here and be stagnant, but we're moving mentally. This is what I mean by infinity, meaning that infinitely we all exist in these different projections that we will never see. We will never see this shit till you actually see yourself. When you see yourself, then you can understand that you have no form. So technically speaking, nothing is really in front of us right now with this picture. I kid you not. You're probably like, what does that even mean? Exactly. We are not actually seeing what we are seeing. Life is perception and perspective. So technically, we're not even here. Because look at these right here. It looks like we're in a carnival right now. Like, you know, when you go to the fair or the carnival, you go into those little houses with the mirrors or whatever, the little colors and shit. That's what life looks like when you're able to pay attention to the outside perception of your validation that you can't validate. Now, as you are able to reside, I don't like that this shit is in my way. As you're able to coexist with what you think this is right here. Understand, this is basically the infinite halls of mirages, how I see it, how I portray it to be. Because the thing is too, this is like we're observing the infinite mirage of what we are seeing ourselves in. Now, the thing is too, it does not look like this, but basically life in a nutshell, different infinite dimensions look just like this. And we're all compacted together, just infinitely, just moving our mind through this whole synergy of a grid that comes from the archonic observation. Now, structures of Freemasonry, so just going to take care of that. Okay. So, Enter the Princess. Now, I think it's too, when I was trafficked, that's the first doorway that I went through, turned around. I'm good to go. I don't need to even see nothing else, because once you go to that second door, you're done. After that, you're going to go to the third door. Next thing you know, you just don't stop. You just keep going up and then up and then up and then up. Next thing you know, you lost your way. At that point, you so unconscious that you can't go back from that first door. That's why I'm glad I stopped when I could. When I really understood what the fuck this whole shit really was, I was like, oh, that's what the black sun would symbolize then. The black sun would symbolize this stuff. I haven't made a video on the black sun, but I'll make a video on the black sun. I'm tired of y'all getting on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and YouTube just lying about topics that you can't even understand. But now I think it's true for the women, they would be Eastern stars. So what do you think some of my family members are? Yeah. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Life really exists within the perception of the chicken's perception. The thing is, too, we are eating our own womb. We consume fertility every single day, then we give birth to it again. Just to eat it again, because we're cannibals. Not all of us, but our default program is cannibalistic. All right, now that we're out of celestial consciousness, let's go right back into divine consciousness, right? All right, Josh A. Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy died on, or transcended, June 18, 2018. Now, people symbolism with the 3 8s. 8, 8, 8. Letting you know that it was a sacrifice and it was a ritual to just basically get more money from this nigga from life insurance. Whole entire time, he's still here. He was 20 years old. His son, Gekume, was born 8 months later. So, he still owed that debt that he couldn't pay back. That's why he had to transcend at an early age. And then he reincarnated right back into his past self through his son. Because you still owe us. You can't run. You owe us. We know who your mom's contact is. Understand, we got Erykah Badu, we got Lil Yachty. I don't know who these people are. But understand, too, how powerful their sorcery gets as well. Because she also is under mind control as well. So, let's go ahead and do a quick gematria. Oh, yeah, also, to my Patreon people, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And to people who tap into the clothing brand, I appreciate y'all as well. All right, let's go into gematria. Okay. We're going to do step by step, right? So I want y'all to see how easy it is to just understand Erykah Badu's. And now we're not going to do like the whole gematria calculator, but we're going to go into... Let me make sure I spell her name right, too. Okay, who is Erykah Badu? Make sure I spelled that right, because I hate misspelling stuff. Erykah. Stop that. All right, let's do it. Now, this is what I do behind closed doors. Now, the thing is, too, it takes me way longer because I take my time with this, but because we're on a time restriction, I just want to show y'all. Okay. Mary Magdalene hit. Hint, do your research on who Mary Magdalene is. Ripple, exit, scam. Transmission. Let that interpret how you want. Divine bloodlines. Well transfer. Born Antichrist. Kabbalah hidden messages. Hey, you don't have to believe me. All I'm going to say is it's that easy. All we did was just type in. Who is Erykah Badu? I know somebody's like, nah. All we did was type in who is Erykah Badu. I made sure to even spell the name right for you. And guess what? The thing is, too, you probably be like, so what do you do next? Okay, I'm going to show you. It's all intuitive. I don't use Jewish gematria. I don't use that bullshit. English and simple, because in gematria and other calculator, we use these numbers to align. So now, intuitively, I don't see good or bad. I look at the deity. I look into their soul. I find a picture of their eyes, and then my intuition knows their intuition immediately, because for one, we are all spiritual beings having the same experience and divided avatars. Now, because of that, off the muscle, who is Erykah Badu? The thing is, too, gematria is basically government intel or a hierarchy's learning of what they already knew about us. So gematria comes from ancient bloodlines that were taught from ourselves. Can't make this shit up. Transhumanism becomes very rich. Institution, Good Vibrations, Brooklyn Nets, Lucifer Ascension. It's like at that point we're done. Because look, off the rip, transhumanism, off the muscle? Damn. Not you, Erica. Shout out to you, Skull and Gate, bro. Appreciate you for, this was a long time ago too, as you can see. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. I still don't understand what do you mean by expired. Now, that's when the doctors told him that her nephew, this is his aunt, that she was telling, or they told her that she or her nephew was expired. And she was like, I still don't understand, what do you mean by expired? And of course she had a crocodile tears and all that. And it's just like, you know what they meant because you're a part of this whole industry as well. So you can't sit here and act like you ain't know that this was going to happen because of course you're taken care of. So why are you crying now? You weren't crying when he was going through agony and pain and suffering from his mother or your sister. But then when he expired through a occultic practice or do a ritualistic magic that people can't fathom, do black magic, you still crying as if he's dead and you know he's not dead? Because behind closed doors, the money's still coming in. So what you crying for? What are you crying for when death is not a real perception? But it does hurt though. I can't sit here and act like somebody that I love, when they transcend, I won't sit here and cry. No, that shit gonna hurt. But the thing that hurts the most is the memories that I had to start replaying in my head because you're physically not next to me anymore. That's what hurts. But the thing is though, me being hurt helps me understand that for one, I'm playing the game. So should I be crying about a game that I'm observing? Knowing that my reflection in my mom, my dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, family, whatever the case may be, knowing that they gotta go somehow, some way. All they're doing is graduating. So why would I cry when I see them again? And the thing is too, when I mean see them again, all I gotta do is close my eyes and they're right there the whole entire time. They were never here physically anyways because we're not actually real beings. We're observations. Don't forget what happened with P&B Rock. Inverted, woman playing as a man. They all are part of it. This is a cult, not a fan base. A cult focused on positivity and the prosperity of the youth in our future. But then you know this is a cult. And the thing is to only have to go deep into that because once somebody starts saying that, I would just watch out. Going up being like Nature Boy and shit. Warning, heavy hurricanes tune into channel 666. Reporting live from Florida with the alleged hurricane. Tuning into a thorough being that's not actually being authentic. So I understand the whole channeling of the symbolism that it was throwing up just by saying a channel 666. Letting you know by him making this video, whatever, do the documentary, telling you, tune into the channel of hybrid, I don't want to say demonic, hybrid low vibrational astral entities that want to leech off of your energy by prophesizing a hurricane that's man-made. I'm finna domestically abuse your little sister. The words that came out of his mouth, by the way, from the back. And then somebody's gonna say, bro, we all say some crazy, like somebody will say in the fitness type of action, they'll say, bro, we all say some unconscious things, like you can't sit him and hold it over his head, etc. If I was to say that on social media, I guarantee you somebody would be like, Divine, what the fuck you got going on, bro? This ain't like you. But yet, nobody questioned when he said this shit. I'm finna domestically abuse your little sister from the back. I mean, it's recorded with evidence and all that, but people will still refuse to see the evidence in plain sight, letting you know what else could have happened. Why was this being talking like that? What was it possessed by? Because a being with a soul or a consciousness or observation would never say that. The Daily Beast, how hip-hop rewards rappers for abusing women. Reported victim details grim pattern of abuse and testimony. They abuse women because the thing is too, when women get abused, it's just basically a woman abusing herself. So it's a woman beating on herself anyway. But people not understanding that shit. Kendrick Lamar, another invert as well. You can't make this stuff up. Listen to this album if you feel anything. Raw Thoughts. Promoting it in 2017. So another woman playing as a man promoted another woman playing as a man. They're all in the same club. Now, we got to read this too because, like, look at this shit. You are not alone. That is true. To the pain, you must be numb with a noose. It will never end. That's a fact. There is no end. That's a fact. There is no end. So why are you sitting in the corner doing that? But he's letting you know that you're not alone. No matter what, you always have a being in your corner. But just know, this being in your corner, its thoughts will never end. So you might as well take it early. Look at me, fuck on me. Pause. What do you think beings got to do to maintain their fame and fortune in an act or a theater that they are playing in? Don't forget those two masks in theater. You got comedy, you got tragedy. All they do is take our people, they take our carbon, they start copying it, they start cloning it. Because niggas don't believe in like cloning for real. All we gotta do is just research it right now. It's not that hard to do. Because niggas be like, you still believe in clones? Clones don't even exist. Okay. Like what? What do you mean? Pioneers in human cloning. It's right here. It's right here. Like, what? And look at that. Even Congress, I'm not going to read all that. And of course, if they lying in the documentary, which I'm sure they will, because they don't want to admit it. Why would they admit? Why would the Congress admit that they are cloning humans? And they are cloning themselves. Anyways, more on the character's identity that he was promoting, because the thing is too, people still are punching women and stomping on them because, of course, these are women who can't come to terms with their energy. They want to be feminine so bad, but they've been hurt, traumatized. All those suppressed thoughts come to the surface. So how do you lash out with those thoughts? You start putting them on other people. You start punching on them. You start stomping on them. So X was not just stomping or punching on her. He was stomping and punching on herself, on her trauma, her pain. Those thoughts will never stop. That's why the music hits so hard. Because that shit was chaotic. It was felt. That's why they put these beings into the limelight of fame and fortune, because they want other beings to relate to this message and come sell their morals out as well. Could you pinpoint the days he would threaten to kill you? Well, when we lived in Orlando, it was literally like every day. So every day you were threatening to kill somebody that you were sleeping with? Crazy. That's basically saying you wanted to sacrifice somebody you were close with. Now, of course, the thing is, too, I know that men lie and women lie. I don't know what's truth. I don't know what's fiction anymore. All I do know is if there's two things to me. If you're putting makeup on and you're doing all this for a documentary or whatever the case may be, that's deceitful. But if your eye really look like this, like you really, and what the thing is, too, out of all the spots, it's like nothing else is injured. But if you really got your ass beat like this, no cap, you niggas deserve to get stoned, guillotined. Y'all need to have your head stuck in the elevator, and then somebody needs to press the button up, and then they need to watch you just go up with the elevator. That should be your punishment. You should get your toenails hung upside down, and then when the blood rushes to your head, they should release 10 lions in your vicinity as you're tied by your toenails upside down. If you are putting your hands on women and doing this shit. And this is actually a real live situation that happened and is happening now. You deserve to get punished the worst way. Like, prison is too easy for some of y'all. No. You need to get put into like acid. You need to get put into gamma radiation. You need to get thrown off of the Empire State Building. Something's got to give. Something got to change. Now, members only. Occultic members only, inverts only. It was all planned out and very strategic. And the thing is, too, they were basically mentioning that they would get fake accounts, and then when X was like punching on niggas and shit or getting into fights on Twitter, I think it was 3 or 4 people in this setting right here, but they would have these accounts, and then they would send out the same exact retweet, and then make that retweet retweeted by somebody else, and so on and so forth. So those 4 people, whoever was in this scene right here, those people in that section right there would push out X and get him to be promoted into fame. Anonymous asks, you saved my life today. The broken and misguided need you, X. Thanks. With love, brother. the more I got into that creative process. Now, the thing is, too, whoever was anonymous, they said they're broken and misguided need you. And the thing is, too, whoever said that, if you're broken and misguided and you need a third chromosome to guide you, you still misguided. I've been a porn star for about 12 years. Bruno Dickums, adult film star, manager 2016, 2017. The way he got that name he came up with, that name was her, infatuation with porn. And the thing is, too, if you are great with women, you talk to women, just know they get horny like you, maybe even hornier. Women, tell me I'm wrong. But the thing is, though, they will get horny for the right one, or just for themselves. They don't need dick. I mean, they would like it for sure, but they got porn, they got their toys, they got roses, they got water bottles they be sticking up their vaginas, they got keyboards in their vagina, they got light poles, stop signs, women put anything in their vagina. So, yeah, no offense to them, all love. But, yeah, infatuation with porn. So because of that, what makes this being not sit there and say, how can I bring an infatuation with a mentality of desires that people lust after, with a certain look that I have and a song that I can attach to my name? Look at me, fuck on me, XXXTentacion. I'm infatuated with porn behind the scenes. I got it. I've been fucked, so I'm gonna fuck them for fucking with me. He was so comfortable showing his vulnerability. Yeah. Literally. He was comfortable. She was comfortable showing her vulnerability, letting you know what she's a part of. And the thing is, too, if you see a being throwing up the peace sign, or the case may be, so for example, Kai Cenat and Duke Dennis, for example, they work for this too. Even Drake, Myron Gaines, DDG, Soluminati, all these spiritual influencers, yeah, Sauce Walker, John Cena, yeah, Batista, all of them are under the Baphomet worship. They are inverted. They are reversed at birth. And the thing is, too, they weren't born as human beings. They just look human. But because you look human don't mean that you're a human being. Just because you look human does not mean you're a human being. Just because you look human does not mean you're a human being. So what are you being if you're not human? It's funny how you stood in front of Inversion and people think that you're still enlightened from mocking a male avatar as a woman wearing a costume the entire time. How you want to go about this? You fooled a lot of fools, and that was foolish of you. And that's ironic coming from my foolishness. Thank you for contributing nothing but transgenderism to children with no voice of approval. Gematria, can't wait to meet you. J. Cole, another one. This got me fucked up. Rest in peace, X. Enormous talent and limitless potential and a strong desire to be a better person. When he was shot by two men who ran into his car. DJ Academics. So it's like, and that shit even sucks too, even with J. Cole selling out, bro. It's just like, the people that you think are awakened, bro, who think that they're conscious, dog, they all are part of the same exact, even Kyrie. That shit's so crazy too. I had to figure that out, bro. Like, even Kanye, we already exposed Kanye, but rest in peace. In 2018, rest in peace. I never told you how much you inspired me when you were here. Thank you for existing. When are we going to stop acting in this play? Nigga is still here, and we got Inverse talking about some thank you for existing. Whole entire time you're still existing. Letting you know when you were here. Where is here? Thank you for existing currently right now. Rest in peace. Literally meaning rest in peace while still having your music out into the masses. Go rest behind closed doors. You don't got to work no more. You don't got to make music no more. Psych. You're still enslaved, so rest. Because they think you dead whole entire time. I'm going to act like you dead whole entire time. You not dead, my nigga. They still think you dead, my nigga. Whole entire time, you was never dead, my nigga. So I see you right here, my nigga. So what's good, X? What we gonna do? When we gonna make a song? They don't gotta know it's you. I can just tell them that we playing in the game all along. Niggas like Playboy Cardi wearing thongs. Then the whole entire time that you've looking up, singing they songs. It's a sick ass world, man. Literally a sick ass world. The Lord says the women of Zion are haughty, walking around along with outstretched necks, flirting with their eyes, strutting along with swaying hips, with ornaments jingling on their ankles. Therefore, Lucifer will bring swords on the heads of the women of Zion. Lucifer will make their scalps, or the God of the Bible, make their scalps bald. Exactly why they're wearing wigs now. And that day the Lord will snatch away their finery, the bangles and headbands and crescent necklaces, the earrings and bracelets and veils, the headdresses and anklets and sashes, the perfume bottles and charms, the signet rings and nose rings, the fine robes and the capes and cloaks, and the purses and the mirrors, and the linen garments and tiaras and shawls. Instead of fragrances, there will be a stench. My fault. Alright, there will be a stench. Instead of a sash. Come on, my nigga. Let me scroll in. Thank you. Instead of a sash, a rope. Instead of a well-dressed hair, baldness. Instead of fine clothing, sackcloth. Yes, sackcloth. Instead of beauty, branding. Your men will fall by the sword, your warriors in battle. The gates of Zion will lament and mourn. Destitute, she will sit on the ground. Societies with secrets bend so society what would happen 2025 years ago. And what do we still see today 24/7? Men didn't become soft out of nowhere. Women didn't want weed just out of nowhere. You're not going bald for no reason. You aren't cursed for no reason. You aren't a single parent for no reason. You aren't even broken hearted for real. You just don't know how to love your own illusion because you fall on others. Ancient bloodlines been sending subliminals, and you wonder why people keep their head in the sand. America, aka Babylon, is an abomination of beasts trying to love themselves again. So now they're giving you something to love, and it correlates with your hate within self. And of course, people, on Instagram already made videos on these people as well. Biological female, bro. Come on, bro. What do you mean, bro? Come on, bro. What do you mean, bro? Come on, bro. What do you mean by that? You was spitting with the frequencies and shit. Whole entire time, frequencies can't even fucking talk. So what are you talking about? Or the stances don't check out. Duh, because you don't do your own research. Niggas will sit here and have a perception saying the stances don't stand out. That's the whole fucking point of a contradiction, my nigga. You have to... I just spilled the water on my... Oh, I gotta clean this up. That's... I just spilled the water. It's all good, though. I was gonna say a line to that don't belong to me. Damn. It's all good, though. Forgive me. So anyways. Shame on you. So now, and this shit leaking too. Yeah, we should be good. I might think of the talent stuff afterwards. Hey, let's keep on going though. And X has a longer jaw. There are plenty of men with longer stretching jaws. I am one of them. His jaw has a stretched bottom. It's just the angle. So he basically admitted that he's inverted, and he's letting me know on how the jawline works. So you told yourself, and you basically understand that X is basically a transhumanism or a transhumanistic pusher. So it lets me know right there that you are a part of the industry, or you're with the industry and you bow down to them. And so when people like me expose them, you basically want me to stop exposing them because you can't comprehend what I'm exposing, because I'll basically be exposing you. I'll be exposing you. Now the next person, they said I idolize this person. Oh, this shit is crazy. I idolize this person. Now the truth is coming to me. Shout out to you. I got water all over the place. My fault, laptop. My bad, baby. My bad, baby. All right, cool. Let's get to it. Now, X has cool music. He speaks about wanting to save people and talked about wanting to save the world. He put certain healing frequencies on his music that you can't find on the internet talking about it. That's cap. I can find healing frequencies on YouTube right now. So what are we talking about? Like, stop it. But I do believe he has some dark around him, even though he spoke at a high frequency in the way he had an evil spirit. Do you see the contradiction? I do believe she had something darker around her, even though she spoke at a high frequency in the way she had an evil spirit. If you have an evil spirit and you can't speak at a high frequency, because frequencies don't even get high when they stay neutral or stagnant at their own peaceful state of mind. So what is this person talking about? I also think his soul is still on earth. What is the soul to the soul? If you ask the soul, are you a soul? Are you soulless? Are you soulful? What are you? The soul would never even answer you through its solar awareness. There's a video out on YouTube that you can see in his mausoleums. His face pops up. Like, duh, it's a projection that you can't even see. Deception runs so deep it became a secret religion that we can't even fully comprehend yet. The person who shared this truth with you is my friend. I'm a 3-time former government worker who has direct personal knowledge of this religion. Research Adam Cadman. It is central to the secret, hidden religion that rules the entire world. I was saved from this religion after my live birth by being hidden from my father. This deception goes far beyond what you can currently understand. Peace. And then I'm gonna hide her identity, but of course when my godmother found me, so I was like, I don't like get sheets, but how can I get them to see the inverted lies? Gate. You need to learn how to explain the 2 gates. You will say lies. We are the sacrifices. Now, of course, with the gate as well, look at Soldier Boy getting basically groomed, in person or whatever the case may be. So, hey, Soldier Boy, my child had top surgery and still has more chest than you. So Marlon Wayans, and the thing is too, after this shit, it makes me just see why they did white chicks. But my child had top surgery and still has more chest than you. That is not a flex. You basically allowed your child to get trafficked, to be turned as an invert inside out, to be famous after you're gone. So you can keep the family tradition going with comedy and fame and fortune and all that. That's some sick ass shit. My child has more chest than you. Sick. If Soulja Boy had a career, he could get canceled for this type of slander. Luckily, he ain't been relevant since 2007. That shit run the family, huh? No wonder you like dressing up as a bitch. It's in your blood. Praised by LGBTQ leaders for supporting transgender child. When you do that, when you're praised by these leaders, now think is who they said leaders. Understand, this is a religion, by the way, a hidden religion, by the way. Now, the thing is, somebody who supports this, they'll be like, no, it's not, because we're not all like that. We're just simply here to follow the people who are just like us, who love, etc. Cool. I'm not talking about you. The beings that made this shit fruitful, the Vatican, etc., Jesuits, CIA, any name that you want to put on them. These leaders are basically mocking you for thinking that you are in love with a reflection that you can't even fucking see till you look into the mirror. Schools are, now this is when she sent me old things I didn't even see before. Schools are powered by flip-flops, which is basically inverts, transgenders, secret trans Satanists. Just keep it low-key about transgenders at work. They are abundant. I have lived in 2 countries. They are our slave masterclass. I like your channel. I'm having trouble with my kid, and your channel is helping me a lot. Thanks. And then I remember too when the Shay Frost, remember when this girl, I think she had AIDS or HIV, and she went on the internet exposing, like, I think his name is Gucci Third Leg, whatever the case may be, and how he was going around giving people like herpes or whatever. And when Deshae Frost bit her butt, this is when the trans investigator, my fairy godmother, whatever the case may be, she did a skull overlay and she showed me that, oh, this is a man. So when Deshae Frost bit her butt, hold on. Yeah, shorty right here. When he bit her butt, I know y'all got it. But yeah, this right here. So when he did that, and the thing is, so you can go look at it on your own. But then the thing is, too, Deshae really may be a woman as well. So a woman bit a man's butt, like on camera, to sexualize the youth into thinking that it was okay to do that. So the trolley picture right here, meaning like staying on track. So of course this grandma, who's really a grandpa, can't stay on track, and then this woman right here can't stay on track because look at her legs. And the thing is too, just by the stance alone. Stance alone. Then of course, even in the old time period, these hybrid beings, their whole community is damn near inverted. So it was them first before it was us. Now I don't know how it came to us like that, but describe 3 groups of eunuchs. So those born eunuchs or eunuchs, those made eunuchs by men, and those who made themselves eunuchs. The passage is a parable that illustrates the importance of loyalty to the kingdom of heavenly consciousness. And the thing is too, if you are inverted, that means to me that in the past you were not loyal to the divine creator. So somehow, some way, Your karmic retribution is basically you finding out if you're inverted or perverted or reversed and saving yourself from these beings who are perverted just like you. Eunuchs born eunuchs, people who are born without the ability to have sex or with sexual desires that are incompatible with marriage. Eunuchs made eunuchs by men, people who were castrated as servants in ancient Eastern courts or who were made eunuchs for political reasons. And then the ones who made themselves eunuchs, so people who choose to abstain from sexual activity in order to serve God. These are the people who make semen retention content. So the beings that make semen retention content, they're the ones that only do that shit just for a view, just for likes, just for attention, all that, because that's how they pay their bills. The whole entire time, they basically telling you, they're telling you that for one, you just can't get any woman because for one, you know that as a man trying to retain your energy, you are a woman retaining your energy because you know that it looks weird by you getting fucked because of your whole backstory. So you just promote semen retention so that people don't do what you doing. It's like, my nigga, no cat, your nature, you're going to have sex with other people. So if you want to do that, by all means do that, my nigga. If you retain your energy, go do that. Do what you want to do. Like, people are not retaining their energy forever. Like, it's crazy out here. Do I recommend retaining your energy? For sure. Excuse me, by the way. I for sure recommend it. But now, if you're wasting it every day, you're a waste of time. But if you're saving your energy for like a year, 5 months, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you waste your energy, kudos to you, my nigga. Like, you did a great job. Do it again. Okay, you waste your energy. Retain it again. It's like, what the hell? Alright, starting to keep lies away from me immediately. Like, I do not play when it comes to shit like this because deceitful and people are disrespecting my creator. They are studying you. I noticed that shit. I knew I was right. I had to overlay your face to trust you. We are rare. How long has this been going on? Because it's not hard to tell, but it's hard to tell the ones that were switched and becoming men. That's a fact because real is rare. Animals too has ratios on their faces. Males, big cavities, more space to walk reveals. Also happy to find you so lonely. Who was lonely? How many pregnancies have you seen in your life? Lonely because the trans are the majority. Not too many in no way. Yes, what the hell is going on? I was shocked. And then there are 2 units a year, sun and moon cycles. We live in the now and our seeds and eggs the future. They fake absolute everything. Oh, absolutely everything. Adrenochrome of blood, transfusions, that's obvious. Never a straight answer. Learn the gates very easy. I had several students flipped in Brazil. Several. All the teachers were men. I did drawings for school too, and I was a teacher also. I lost my friend. She was dating female to males. XXX. Now the moment that you've been waiting for. Gematria. Alright. So Earth's false idols, ritual sacrifices. Now the thing is too, at this point, we done covered so much. We should just go ahead and breeze right through this at this point. Now the thing is too, the ones that I didn't understand, I put them down in the notes, so we're good on that. Ritual sacrifices, so his mother sacrificed him and then he was a sacrificial lamb into reincarnating through his son. Stargate portals, so by him throwing the symbolism up, showing you that he was basically taking your energy and harvesting it, wielding it, and then sending it back to a higher dimension of Saturn alien cults or occultic fraternities. Fascist bigotry, we'll get into these two right here. Does not evolve, meaning that for one, when you sign yourself up to a hex enterprise, that's an empire of a music industry, you're not going to evolve. So you can talk about evolution all you want, but you're not mentally evolving because you still bent over backwards for a dollar bill to please a society that doesn't accept you besides your talent that they gave you. Relativity media, meaning that beings will relate to this being through the media. You can only relate to him on social media, but you've never seen him in real life. But wait a minute though, if you follow this nigga on the media and you relate to him, that means that you are a invert. It's just that simple. Miss Universe, transmographer, remote control, letting you know that certain things, so we'll get into that as well. Remote control, this is self-explanatory. Letting you know that this being was not actually on stage, wasn't rapping, wasn't in a movie, wasn't doing any of this shit. It was controlled by a higher way of being. Now, the thing is too, somebody commented, it's weird that they can't teach Gematria. Exactly, so now I gotta do it. Celebrities are a joke. Facts. Collective soul, meaning that for one, when these beings die off, they collectively are going through a solar contract that they have to be aware of collectively. So the beings in that realm, when it's all said and done for them, They are going to transfer their consciousness. So when LeBron is gone, when Jordan is gone, these beings don't go anywhere. They're still playing their game. They're still going to be singing, rapping, politicking, singing, acting. Doesn't even fucking matter. The Bibles are satanic. That is a fact. If you are reading a language, that's satanic automatically. Because how are you reading somebody else's thoughts that don't come from you? The truth hurts so bad when you know that the truth lies to itself. Cold tyranny. We already explained that. The formula of magic. And what is the formula of magic? Your awareness. Resuscitation. Do your own research on that. Demonic martial law. And do I got the notes for that too? Okay, cool. Okay. Got it. So I'll explain those when we get through the Gematria. All right, hold on. This is that shit's bugging me right there. I didn't like that little size thing on the side of the screen, bro. It was just throwing me off. All right. Hey, if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. Let's get into it. All right, still recording. We're good. Come on, y'all. Come on, computer. Let's get to it. There we go, baby. There we go, mamas. Yeah. You like that, don't you, baby girl? Uh-huh. Okay, cool. We're almost there to Gematria. And we made it. Okay. All right, we already covered that. And we're going to explain those in the notes later on. All right, mock crucifixion. Now, thing is 173, 1038, 345, 199. Mock crucifixion. So, June, whatever, so 2018, whatever the case may be, died at 20 years old. That's a mock crucifixion. So, how is it that you're, as an aunt, you're crying, saying, what do you mean? I don't understand what you mean by he expired. It's the same thing that Thoth taught Jesus Christ or Lucifer. You're going to go through a mock crucifixion and people will become detached from your higher self-awareness because you were never here the whole entire time. The seed movement, letting you know to push transhumanism through your children. So once your children grow up and become inverted as well, or they're already born as the invert, they'll procreate with another invert. Next thing you know, the hybrid beings are now being programmed through DNA programming. Literally. And the thing is, so they're reprogramming the DNA. So by them reprogramming it, they're going to once again shift his consciousness into his son. And then when his son grows up, the spell casting will still continue. People will still follow celebrities. They'll still idolize them. So therefore, their DNA will be reprogrammed. They are not making it out of this realm. The demon of faction. Take that how you want. It's insulting. Literally, the thing is too, I say the faction because like the faction of all this guerrilla warfare comes from demonic possession of the DNA programming through the seed movement that has been crucified and fucked over for being tied to the earth plane. Because that's their main mission, is to be tied to this realm of existence because they can't lead this dimension. Not only that, it was a two-dimensional being. Two-dimensional meaning that if you only see it on the screen or on your phone, then you really can't correlate to what the being was going through behind this screen. Literally a two-dimensional screen recording its lies in a two-dimensional ideology, and people still can't see through it. I have eaten the flesh. Did he not bite his mother's ex-boyfriend's or whatever stomach off? Go on part 1, I already talked about that. How is that in his DNA database or his Gematria database? Modified DNA sequence. That lets you know that modified DNA sequence. Come on, bro. Holographic trance. Meaning that the being was in a trance the whole entire time to get the best-selling album and to have money transferred into its account. But see, the thing is though, nobody will listen to me. Only to the inverts. As a biological male, people don't listen to me unless they can relate to my contradiction. But yet when it comes down to these inverts or these transgenders, everybody's all head over heels for them. A transvestite. They don't think. And that's the thing, they can't think. People can't think for themselves and celebrities can't think for themselves as well. That's exactly why they're remote controlled. Blasphemous female. I didn't do it. Gematria did. Don't get mad at me because the numbers align. Satanic telepaths. So that symbolism with the 666 hand gesture and then the two fingers up with the thumb and all that, telepathically communicating with you through a mindset that's preparing you for heaven, We are at war with beings who are governing higher places. XY chromosome, lies versus truth, Obama trapped soul, dimension binders. Dimension binders meaning too, when you come from a dimension that you were sent off and manufactured in, the contract, so for example, they had a best-selling album, that's a dimension binder. Like you and satanic telepathy as well. But for you to have this money transferring from the best-selling album, you had to have sold off your morals into a dimension that keeps you bounded and binded into another spell casting that you can't keep up with. Angels versus Lucifer, flow of knowledge. Let me blow your mind. Ancient bloodlines, already talked about that. Human traffickers, we already talked about that as well. Because the thing is too, if you're in a sex ring or a sex industry or whatever before you became the infatuation of porn, you were automatically trafficking humans. If I stand in front of the Baphomet, what does that make me? Now you may not know. I'm just showing you a picture if I was to do that. But you wouldn't know, you could only assume unless I told you. So why would they tell you that they are trafficking children? Niggas be like, bro, I don't believe celebrities and rappers and musicians are trafficking children, bro. Y'all conspiracy theorists be just killing me with that shit. You think that. And because you think like that, that's exactly why human trafficking remains hidden. Excuse me for that deceitful act. But when they do that silent oath, whatever, they're taking that oath of silence, letting you know they can't speak on what you can't comprehend. Mind conditioning. So that mind conditioning already conditioned him from understanding his ancient bloodline work, trafficking humans and women as well. Not only that, turning from evil. That's when he started evolving and speaking consciously, whatever the case may be. That's mind conditioning. Still an actor in the play. I was awakened by him. And the thing is too, not me, but there are some people who can claim that they are awakened by him. And the thing is too, when I seen Spiritual Soul have the poster on his wall when I was exposing him or her, it just made sense. Like, oh, you an invert looking up to XXX. It makes sense. Like, all right. Chaos and confusion. So when the being was, in the physical portraying a certain image, all they wanted to do was cause chaos and confusion. Even talking about this whole entire teaching right here, it's all confusion, literally. Channel the wisdom. Channel it. The thing is too, when I mean channel it, go within. Subhuman occult. Subterranean human consciousness of the occult. Mitochondrial Eve, letting you know that for one, you come from the woman's perspective. So it was literally the woman, then the man. Illuminated ones, wave interference, your contract owned by the subconscious mind of the devil, which is basically a subconscious being of name calling for you. Joe Biden child sacrifice, cell impregnation, priceless soul. So the nigga got his soul trafficked with no price tag attached to it. So the price tag was attached to it. Now the only thing that made him happy was writing a check. If the only thing that makes you happy is writing a check, that's sad. California burning. Don't forget what happened earlier this year. Galactus with the Avengers, human livestock, which is basically us, voodoo priests, mock crucifixion, polarity human, comedy and tragedy, always thinking, relatable to me, Jesuit crusader. Then lastly, and we're almost done, this is basically the end right here. Seducing spirit. So of course, off the muscle, people still watch these clips right here and shit like that. So reminiscing seduction. Protect the kids. That's all I'm here to do. So if people get mad at me, so be it. I'm gonna keep on doing this shit. I ain't gonna stop. Demons involved. No more rappers. Imprisoned jinn. Memory deletion. Thinking is hacking. When you think you are hacking a simulation, that's exactly why they want you to use ChatGPT so you can't think for your fucking self. Imprisoned jinn. Meaning that when you get sold off and trafficked in the industry, you not going nowhere, nigga. Memory deletion. So by him going through his son's, transference of consciousness, delete it. Or is it? Because if she shows the son what his dad did, or his mom, yeah, indenture, pyramid true, pyramids coming out, indenture slave, Giulani drag tapes, y'all can go see that for your own, that shit's crazy, and overinflated ego, install souls, transsexuals, and the thing is too, We got a broken generation because of transsexualism and being sexualized by transgenders, and they're installing souls into inverted avatars. They are installing souls into inverted avatars, meaning that they are. So remember, where's that picture at? Let's go back to that picture real quick. With the octaves and the light passing through. Literally. I hate when I do that. Literally. So now you remember that picture. Now let's go back to this. Okay. Install souls. So now when you see that light with that pyramid with the all-seeing eye and then all the spectrums of your desires on top, crown chakra on the bottom, that's literally installing your soul into the inverted mindset of your desires higher self. Because they know your programming before you're born. Because of your karmic retribution or your karmic debt. You owe something. We all owe something. What I owe to this dimension is knowledge. So therefore, if I was going right now, I'm going to a different dimension. I'm going to be in a higher way of being. Because why? My karmic debt that I owe to this world is information that doesn't belong to me. That's what I owe to the world. What do you owe? That's all I'm going to say. I know where I'm going, do you? You probably don't. Because you're going to go somewhere. You ain't staying down here unless you owe something. But I don't owe shit. I'm finna be free. Mentally. Spirit is love. Facts. Vast majority is transsexuals. Yes. Literally. It's aligning right here. Transsexuals. XXXTentacion. Unity is healing. Facts. When we come together as biological men and women and transgenders, etc., we can be the unseen enemy. Alchemical ethereal realms. The woman ruler. Mind control chip. True God is Satan. Literally, God is Satan. Lying on the oath. Real human Barbie doll. Hex Enterprise. Look at me. Fuck on me. Whole entire time, it was a being mind controlled by a substance that had its soul installed by a chip programming from a higher programmer or programmers. All right, so the terms that people are probably like, I don't know what that means. Excuse me. Fascist bigotry is when a government or leader believes in controlling people with strict rules while also being unfair and hateful towards certain groups. It's a mix of extreme power and discrimination. For example, leaders who believe only one type of person or culture should have power while treating others as lesser or even dangerous. So, for example, carbonated beings are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes down to Asians, pale costumes, so Europeans or Caucasus people, Palestinians, Dravidians, or Hispanics, etc. Chromosome A is linked to brain development, emotions, and personality traits. It plays a role in creativity, intelligence, and even mental health conditions like depression or schizophrenia. Parts of chromosome A influence how people process emotions and express themselves. Relativity. Speak the word, motherfucker. Relativity media worked in entertainment, and XX music was highly cinematic, often used in movies and TV. It's possible that his music could have been considered for licensing by companies like Relativity, Transmographer, Transformation, and Morphing Change. Literally, so transforming and morphing change consciously. Self-reinvention, co-tyranny, dangers of blind following or being trapped in a system, be it societal norms, toxic relationships, or a negative mental state that limits individual freedom, regurgitated against being controlled by external forces, or falling into unhealthy patterns through frame, manipulation, and her destructive mindsets. But the thing is though, that's why exactly too, the lying on the oath. So all that gematria, so you can go back and have your own screenshots with the lying on the oath. That right there, so by him saying it's a cult of positive love and all this and that, that's him telling you that he's still influenced by unseen forces that are controlling him to say these different things so you can join his cult and still get lied to behind closed doors while you give him your money. Also connects to the psychological and emotional control that certain beings or systems exert over others. X rejected this in his music, where he questioned the motives behind people's actions and the control they try to assert over his life and thoughts. His own battle with internal and external forces, like his struggles with mental health and fame, his will align with the concept of resisting or being trapped by a type of cult, a system or mentality that has always controlled or suppressed one's freedom. Resuscitation, revival for the physical and emotional, psychological, and spiritual observation, return to life after experiencing trauma, pain, abandonment, drugs, and death. Demonic martial law, a metaphor for the loss of autonomy, the imposition of extreme culture, or the feeling of being trapped in a system that forces submission, whether by external forces like the government, societal expectations, or internal struggles like depression and trauma. We're not done. Let's keep going. Transvestite, a man or a woman who dresses in clothing traditionally associated with the opposite gender. It is an older term that has been replaced or used by cross-dresser. The term is not inherently linked to gender identity, but to express through clothing. Mitochondria, Eve, the maternal line of our mother and father's theories before years had numbers attached to them. We are all linked from this ancestor. Literally, excuse me, you are linked to your mom's observation that we call God. Someone who is deeply committed to spreading or defending a specific belief system, particularly through intellectual, spiritual, missionary work rather than physical warfare. It can also be seen as someone who is an agent of control or influence pushing a certain ideological or religious agenda. X's sense of freedom was compromised as he was bound by contracts and forced into certain molds by the industry, while also dealing with the pressures of maintaining his public image and artistic integrity. So liberation, free your mind from the chains. And then lastly, Hex Enterprise with Empire and XXX was the symbolism for the dark controlling forces of the music industry. In the Hulu documentary In the Outside World, the Hex is a representation of manipulation and exploitation being casted upon the artist. And Empire is a reference to a powerful entity controlling fame and success. For X, this was a reminder of how he felt trapped by the industry's pressures and expectations that his mom sold him in. Despite his rise to fame, his music reflected struggles into breaking free from these forces, expressing lyrically both the benefits and curses of being part of the music industry. So all in all, in conclusion, it's basically in this teaching right here. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you are against what these beings are doing to our youth, then by all means, you will make it in life. If you still support them, by all means, I can't fuck with you, don't talk to me, but all love to you. But the thing is, though, you will not make it in life. And when I mean that with love, because for one, because people claim they love the Almighty Creator, but don't follow the commandments. And these aren't even real, actual commandments, by the way, either. Because why would our Almighty give us commandments to follow when the Almighty doesn't command itself to follow anything unconsciously? Like, make it make sense. God. Okay. You shall have no gods before me, but yet you idol worship celebrities. You're not going to make it. You shall not make any idols to worship, but yet they put celebrities in your face and you still bow down to them and you follow them, you look up to them, you DM them, you lust after them, you keep reposting them, you keep talking about them every single day. You're not going to make it. That's cool. I mean, God has no name. So Saturdays every day, honor your mother and father. So basically honor Lucifer and Satan. Like what? You shall not kill, but yet you kill yourself every single day. Don't commit adultery. You shall not steal. Like all this and that. But these two right here are important. And that's not even the actual commandments once again. But these two right here, don't make any idols or even a necklace, all that before me. And to worship. But yet, people still worship this deity right here. And the thing is too, if you don't relate with this shit, you're on the right path. Because you know that for one, you looking up to these people is just basically showing your true colors. Pause. Now, if you're going against this and you're exposing it, I fuck with you. Because you're destined to do great things in this world. Understand, if you can fathom everything I said for 1 hour and 38 minutes, you just basically transcended an average way of thinking. Average thinkers think that this is basically a bunch of bullshit because they can't fathom forensics. They can't fathom EGIs. They can't fathom detective work. They can't fathom skull and gates. They can't fathom autonomy, science, genetics. They can't fathom DNA, basically. They can't fathom this world. You're in a whole different timeline, and they're still stuck in 2025. That's how advanced and how enlightened your mind is becoming. And the thing is, too, The enlightenment that you are going to bear throughout this video and in my other videos as well still cannot show you how much enlightenment you still have to bear after this video, or after today, after this year, and after your life. You have to save yourself from these beings, because if you don't, they will make sure that you stay enslaved to your own enslavement of your mental process, of your idol worship that you cannot process through the environment that they are worshiping a lower perception of God in. Who's the God of this world, and yet you are worshiping gods of this world that look just like you? If you idolize or you worship celebrities, if you look up to them, if you're inspired by them, that's your fucking inspiration. If you idolize them, you're in awe by them, you love them, you lust after them, you are basically putting them before your almighty creator. That's exactly why you will come right back into the instant loop of reincarnation. You will have to pay what you owe. That's exactly why my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So if you think that X was a real person or a real being, if you think that this agenda is not actually happening to you or your children, that's exactly why they will keep on enslaving your subconscious mind to the day you transcend this realm. And guess what? When you transcend, you will come right back into the exact same spell that you were suffering in. Have a great and wonderful day, Divine Reflection.